Hi, this is the last video for the day. This is the last experience that I've went through. This one is extremely confusing and dark and, just kind of very upsetting. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go to my wall, start with the very first video. If you're interested, you can go to YouTube and type in my name. Anyways, let's get started. This happened last week. I'm pretty sure it was last week. So I usually wake up whenever my husband gets up. I go smoke a cigarette with him, and then I lock the door whenever he leaves, and I go back to bed. Anyways, one day last week, I could not go back to sleep, like, for anything. I could get really comfortable, but I just couldn't go back to sleep. I was, like, feeling kind of emotional, guilty, And anyways, throughout that day, I was experiencing, like, odd emotions. Like, I could be perfectly fine, normal, and then boom, it hits. I'm depressed. So what do? I blare some depressing music. I grab my baby's little toy microphone. It's got like a spring in the bottom, and I sing my heart out, and then it's gone, and I'm like, oh, okay, yep. So I changed the genre of music, and I go on with my daily chores, my daily responsibilities. And then it hit again, and this time I was very angry. So I don't ever, do stuff like this, but I grabbed a pillow and I was hitting another pillow with it, getting some anger out. I was so angry, but yet I didn't know why. So it went away, and it was kind of like that throughout the day. And that night, me, my husband, and his mother were watching a movie. I'm sure you guys know it. It was on Netflix. It's called P.S. I Love You. Usually I watch a whole bunch of horror movies and stuff like that. But anyways, we tried to, watch something different. So anyways, while we were watching the movie, it was around like 9, 10 o'clock, I noticed that I was getting kind of emotional. And I never get that way whenever it comes down to movies. I'm never that way. But anyways, I was like, oh, this movie's like kind of depressing, And it was just like an on and off feeling. So anyways, the movie ended. We went to bed. And I was sitting there talking to my husband while laying in bed about like a very serious, conversation. And then all of a sudden, it just struck me. It hit. I like busted out into tears. I, had to cover my mouth. And I was like, John, something is going to happen. Something is going to happen in like this month, October. And he told me, he was like, 2 months ago, you said something was going to happen in October, but you didn't know what it was. Do you know what it was now? And I was like, no, I don't know, but it's going to be traumatizing. It's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt a lot of people. I'm not really for sure if something really is going to happen this month. I don't want to say something's going to happen and it doesn't. It was just a feeling, Anyways, I was like crying, like I cannot, hold it in. And usually whenever I get that upset to where I want to cry, I don't. I'm the stubborn person who holds it in, And whenever it does slip out, I have to turn the other way so nobody else will see any tears coming from my face. Well, anyways, he said, hey, you want to go outside, smoke a cigarette, get some fresh air? I was like, yeah, I think that might help. So I felt better. We came out here, we lit up a cigarette, started smoking, and I felt it coming. Again, I was like, oh no, here it is. It's coming, and boom, it hit. I told him, I was like, I'm so weak. Whenever I feel this way, I'm so weak. It's like I'm You know, I can't pick myself up, but yet I'm standing. I feel so weak. You know, I feel like my heart is just being torn to pieces. Something is wrong. And then it would go away. And then I could feel it coming once again. And I'm like, boy, it's about to happen again. And then boom, it hit. And I saw these images just being thrown in my mind, and these small little video clips. And the first thing that I saw was ducks. You know, ducks, they were waddling around in the sand. And then the next thing I saw was the wind picking up the sand and just moving it. It was, you know, kind of like a cartoon. You know how the wind can pick up leaves and it just goes out into circles and flies away? Well, in this case, it was with the sand. And then I saw an American, like, a pole, you know, that holds an American flag. And the flag was, like, going so crazy. It was, like, going in every direction that you can think of. And then it stopped. You know, the pain just stopped. And whenever the pain ended, it was like I was being lifted up. And not literally, just being lifted up, and everything was being stripped away from me. It was like I was shedding into a new skin, and all of the weights that I was holding on to just like slipped away, and I felt so much lighter. And you know, I didn't have any anger. I couldn't feel happiness. I couldn't feel fear. I couldn't feel nothing. It was like pure. It was like peaceful, you know? And then I felt it coming again, and I was like, it's about to happen, it's coming, and then boom, it hits. The next thing that I see are children running up to their parents, and the parents are stabbing them and killing them. And you know, it was just terrifying, depressing to see that. You know, I have a humongous heart. I have a huge heart, and whenever I see stuff like that, that's not from a movie or anything, oh man, it tears me up. You know, I busted out into tears. I had to hold my mouth. I was like crying uncontrollably. I could not control the feeling that I had. The feeling that I had was so strong, so painful. It wasn't physical pain, but it was like emotional pain. A whole lot of like, you know, fear, hurt, depression, like all of that sadness warped on me. Anyways, I saw children running up to the parents, and you know, these parents were stabbing the children and, you know, crushing their heads and, you know, just killing them. And some of the children would run to the parents, and their parents would grab them, and the parents would, you know, take them and leave. I also saw John. You know, he was being very aggressive towards me. And it wasn't like an angry aggression. It was like, let's go. You know, that kind of aggression. Like, come on, we're going to be late for something. That kind of aggression. He was like pulling on my arm, and I was holding the baby. The baby was screaming. And, you know, I saw, like, this one's really weird to describe because I didn't hear it, but I didn't see it. I just knew metal. Metal. What does metal have anything to do with anything, you know? And then after that, it was completely calm. You know, the pain went away, and I was like free. I felt like, once again, light. Like there's no weights at all. And I mean, I'm a chunky person, and I couldn't even feel my own weight. So anyways, and then I could feel it coming again. All right. And I don't remember every little thing. I'd honestly have to sit down and actually think about it and write about it. But the next thing that I remember was going in. Like, you know, after that pain was gone and everything, I was like, hey, you know, I think I'm feeling a little bit better. We can go inside, you know, try to get some more rest. You have work tomorrow, and I have a long day tomorrow, so let's just go. And, you know, I'm feeling a bit better. So we lay down, and then boom, it hits once again. I can feel it coming, and then oh man, it just hits. I have to, you know, push my face against something because I cannot control it. And it was my husband's mother. My husband's mother had experienced visions before, and you know, she's a really good Christian woman, and you know, I remember her sitting here telling me a few of her visions, and me being so inconsiderate, I wouldn't even like pay attention to the small details that she was giving me. And you know, I feel really bad for that. I really do. I feel terrible for it. And anyways, that pain like came, and you know, I saw her standing in a cave, like one of her visions that she said had happened, and I just saw her, and I could hear whispers behind her, and they were like a lot of whispers, and evil, you know, really evil whispers. The way that I felt like it was evil. And then the next thing I know, I'm like standing off to the side in a really bright area, and you know, actually thinking about it, I feel like I was standing in line or something. Anyways, I could see her, and there's like two hands going out like this, like both hands, and it the hands held like a foggy crystal looking thing, and I could tell that she's over there thinking about what it is, you know. And then I see, you know, all of that's gone, and then she's laying on the couch like she usually does whenever she's over here, and I see this really creepy gray looking hand, all wrinkly and everything, skinny hand laying on her head. And I just wanted to jump out of bed and just go in there and say, hey, get up, you know, wake up, something like that, because I felt like evil was around her, like something was going to attack her, or just, you know, watching her, following her every footstep. Anyways, the pain went away, and I really thought I was able to go back to sleep this time, and I couldn't. You know, I felt it coming. As soon as I was relaxed, I felt it coming, and then boom, it hit, and it hit hard. And I saw John's brother. I'm not really close to him. I kind of wish I was, you know, but I'm not 100% sure if he's experienced a lot of stuff like this, or, you know, anything like that. I know that he studies the Bible, and I know that he knows a lot more than I do. But anyways, I saw him, and he was standing there like a straight face, like a serious straight face, you know. And then that image was gone, and then I saw him on his knees praying. He was upset, but he was praying, and I mean praying on his knees, his hands together, you know. And then the next thing I see is he's standing back up, and he's very serious, as if he was ready for something. And then it was like he just disappeared like that. And the way that I saw it, it was like he got sucked up, you know. And remind you, like whenever he was standing there and everything, I couldn't see anything around him. No trees, no color, no dark, no light, no nothing. It was like he was surrounded by something, and I didn't know what it was. But yeah, I don't know what it was. It was just like he was just standing there. But anyways, like the way that he got sucked up, it was as if, you know, just being sucked up, like away. And the way that it ended, this entire thing ended, was kind of like a star. Like he was being sucked up in a star, but it wasn't like one of those normal stars. It was like a star that you would go outside in the middle of the night, look up, and they have like multiple lines from them. It's not like, you know, one of these little star thingies. No, it had like multiple shiny, bright, like lines coming from it, and that's what he got sucked up into. The only way that I can describe this feeling was like, and me as a mother, this is the only way I know how to describe this feeling. It was kind of like contractions. Like you could feel it coming, and it's like, oh, it's gonna happen, and then you drop down to your knees and you're like punching the floor, you know, pulling down the baby's father. You know, it was that kind of feeling. It was, you know, it's coming, and it hits, and then it's like uncontrollable pain. But this pain that I had, it was emotional, and it was emotionally destroyed. The way that I can explain it, and the only way that I can explain it, is if you were to wake up one morning and you see that every single one of your loved ones is dead, completely dead. You go out into the world and everybody that you've ever known is completely dead, gone. And you know, it's dark, and you're seeing stuff in the darkness. You don't know if it's shadows or, you know, creepy eyes are looking at you, waiting for you to be next. It's that kind of fear. It's that kind of hurt. You know, the hurt that I experienced is like even more painful than one that you lost. You know, somebody who died, and every day they come back to life and you have to relive them dying again and again and again. You just want it to stop. That's the only way that I can explain it. It was like hitting like contractions, and you know, whenever it hit, it was so uncontrollable. I cannot control it whatsoever. That was the last thing that I have experienced, and I hope and pray that you guys give me some answers. You know, I've been praying to God a lot, and I mean, it's confusing. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, and I hope that I've already accomplished it with all of these videos, sharing them with you, telling you that it is okay to be able to build your power up and make a video like this if you have ever experienced anything. You know, with me, I look terrible, and truthfully at this point I don't even care how I look. I just want these videos to be sent out and be known. I'm trying to make everybody see these, or trying to get it to where everybody can see this. And again, I'm not trying to, like, you know, pressure anybody to read the Bible or anything like that. But I mean, if you want to start to change your life, you have my name, you have my Facebook. Send me a message. You know, just if you're tired of struggling, get all of your worries for once in your life. Take all of your worries and just hand them straight to God, and wake up one morning and have nothing. Have no worries whatsoever. You could see how much it changes you for that one day, you know? Anyways, I just really need guidance, and I need, again, you Christians, churches, anybody who actually wants to help me, and who knows a little bit more about me. Please tell me what you think is going on. The only thing that I have experienced since then was I prayed to God and I asked him to give me an answer to something specific, and this is between me and the Lord. And the only answer that I got was looking up in the clouds, and I saw this, you know, man in these clouds, and on our way home I saw an angel in the clouds, you know, and it was pretty awesome, and I feel like it was him actually answering me. So anyways, this is the last video. Sorry it's so long. But you know what, I hope that there's more videos to share with you, and I hope that you guys are able to share them with me. And you know, if you want to, if you can build up that power, and if you've ever experienced anything, put it out there. You know, because you could be somebody special, or you could be like me and be completely confused and want answers, you know? Anyways, you guys have a blessed night. Thank you.